Good morning, Mayor Bradley and members of Sarnia City Council. My name is Robert Dickerson and I want to speak in favor of traffic calming measurements at the Indian and Errol Road intersection. The Observer reported on October 17th, efforts to make the vehicle-centric city more walkable have been part of talks for the city's new in the works official plan. But Indian Road was always meant to be an arterial street, Bradley said, noting he finds the bump outs are confusing people. I have to agree with both things. Sarnia is absolutely vehicle-centric. Walking and biking is an afterthought, and in some areas walking and biking is dreadful, if not dangerous. If you need first-hand reports, please speak to the school crossing guards and you will get an earful how dangerous it really is. I also agree with Mayor Bradley that the bump outs are confusing and currently as a center-alone traffic calming measure. What's missing are the upstream and downstream traffic calming measurements. So essentially, it's a point solution that at the moment does not make sense. So in order to have a solution, we have to look at the big picture here. Indian Road goes through a predominantly residential area. There is no commercial or industrial area around. Several schools, including elementary schools, are in the area as well as churches. Somehow we ended up with a super wide arterial road and there are problematic intersections along the way, like Indian Errol or Indian and Cathcart. The straightness and width of the road causes speeding issues. This is poor road design for a residential area where pedestrians and bicycles are present. This is a windshield view of Indian Road near Northern High School. The posted speed limit is 50 km per hour. Look at this picture. What visual cues do you see that tells you to drive slow? Now memorize it for a second. I switch over to the next slide. And this is a windshield view of the 204 highway in Sarnia. The speed limit is 100 km per hour. The road design is essentially the same for the 402 highway and Indian Road. Only the posted speed limit is different, but the design clearly indicates that you can drive fast on Indian and the 402 highway. How can we fix this? We have to make clear to the motorist traveling down the Indian Road that this is not the 400 series highway. I went out there with a measuring tape and measured the road width, and this is my solution. The left lane will become the only traveling lane, and the width will be reduced to the provincial standard of 3.0 to 3.3 meters wide, not more. The middle lane will be the parking lane if there's enough room available, and the right lane will become the bicycle lane, protected by a wall of steel from parked vehicles in the middle lane. And all what is needed is some paint and signs at the minimal cost to the city. Another way to improve pedestrian safety, and especially the safety of school pupils, is to create a raised single-lane pedestrian crossing at the area of Errol Road Elementary School to cross Indian Road. As mentioned before, Indian Road shall be reduced to one traveling lane. That one traveling lane, when approaching the crossing, will shift slightly to the right because there are bump outs on both sides at the crossing. The crosswalk is essentially a speed bump. The posted speed limit will be reduced to 30 km per hour. The idea behind there is that for pedestrians, the distance crossing on the road surface will be minimized and the safety zones away from moving traffic are increased for pedestrians. In Europe, based on Vision Zero, speed limit is even enforced by automatic speed cameras or enhanced police enforcement. What's about a roundabout for Errol and Indian intersection? I mentioned it before at the Cathcart and Indian and Cathcart and Murphy intersection, and I stand by it that roundabouts would be the best solution. Roundabouts will reduce the overall collision by 37%, injury collisions by 75%, fatality collisions by 90%, and pedestrian collisions by 40%. We must treat roundabouts as the gold standard. What about the cost of roundabouts? My understanding is that retrofitting an existing intersection with roundabouts is more expensive than just putting up traffic lights. However, in the long term, roundabouts will be cheaper. This slide indicates that roundabouts will be between $5,000 and $10,000 cheaper than a traffic light intersection. Also, we have to keep in mind that roundabouts are safer than traffic signal intersections. So if you really look at this, The cost of society for each accident is immense. People get hurt and people die. And if you can reduce the risk, it's great because the cost of society will be lower. So ultimately, this intersection, making a roundabout, will be the safest and the least costliest option available in the long run. Sarnia is known as a vehicle-centric city. We must change this and change the road design to prioritize first pedestrians, second bicyclists, third public transportation, and at last, fourth motorists. We must create an active transportation master plan, and then we must implement this active transportation master plan in a timely manner to improve the safety for pedestrians and bicyclists. Thank you very much for your attention. Are there any questions? After I submitted my presentation slides, new information was released that I would like to add to this presentation as an addendum. Near the intersection of Indian Road and Errol Road, a 19-year-old motorist was caught driving 107 kilometers per hour in a 50-kilometer zone. This happened on a Wednesday afternoon when pedestrians are out, bicyclists are out, including school children. As well as said earlier, we have to look at the road design. There is essentially no difference in design between the 4-2 highway and Indian Road. Nothing indicates to the motorist, please slow down here. You're in a residential area, people are walking here, people are biking here, here are school children. Also, in the same week, a child on a bicycle was struck by a motorist on Wellington Road. These problems are everywhere in Sarnia, and we have to tackle them. We have to make the city safer for pedestrians and bicyclists. Lastly, I want to add one immediate solution to my ideas mentioned before, and this would be to build a chicane and combine this with the raised crosswalk on Indian Road. Then put a four-way stop sign at Indian Errol intersection for now, until we build the roundabout. And this could be done with the other intersection along Indian and Cathcart as well. This will slow down traffic and make it safer for sure at a low cost. Thank you very much.